Hey, it's me, your boy Blue Gets again, and today I'll be talking about Mayakashi 2.0. Raikas from Legend of Destruction. So let's get started. First off, we have Raika no. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that.
For realsies?
And it's an Earth Plant effect monster that's level 1 and has 0 attack and 0 defense. And its first effect reads, you can special summon this card from your hand by sending one insect, plant, or reptile monster from your hand to the graveyard. That's all once per turn. Second effect reads, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can add up to 2 of your Rika cards with different names that are banished entering your deck to your hand, except Raika no Marakube. Then banish 1 Rika card from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except insect, plant, or reptile monsters. Next, we have Raika no Yah- Yahazu Kamakiri, and it's a light it's a light insect effect monster that's level 3 and it has 1500 attack and 0 defense. Its first effect reads, if you can special summon this card from your hand by placing one of your banished insect, plants, or reptile monsters on the bottom of the deck, which is pretty nice. Second effect reads, if this card is in your graveyard as material for a link summon of a Raika monster, you can target 1 level 4 or lower insect, plant, or reptile monster in the graveyard except itself, then special summon it in defense position, basically allowing you to link climb a lot easier. And keep in mind, there's a reason I call this deck Mayakashi 2.0. Next, we have Raika no Yorai Tokage. Anyways, it's a dark reptile effect monster that's levels 4 and it has 0 attack and 2300 defense. And its first effect reads, you can special summon this card from your hand by banishing 1 insect, plant, reptile, or reptile monster from your graveyard. Second effect reads, you can discard 1 insect, plant, or reptile monster and target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls except an insect, plant, or reptile monster. Return it to the hand. Next, for our link monsters, we have Raika no Musha Dokuro, and it's a fire plant link effect monster that's link 2 and it has 1600 attack, and its arrows are pointing bottom right and bottom left. Its material requires 2 monsters, including an insect, plant, or reptile monster. First effect, you can target 1 Raika monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position. Obviously a hard once per turn. Second effect reads, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 insect, plant, or reptile monster you control, place it on the bottom of the deck, and if you do, special summon this card. Next, we have Raika no Okamanishi, and it's a wind. Sorry, that was my alarm. Anyways, it's a wind insect link effect monster that's link 3 and it has 2300 attack and it has arrows pointing bottom right, and left. And it requires 2+ monsters, including an insect, plant, or reptile monster. First effect reads, you can banish 2 insect, plant, and or reptile monsters from your graveyard, add 1 Raika trap from your deck to your hand. Second effect reads, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 insect, plant, or reptile monster you control, place it on the bottom of the deck, and if you do, special summon this card. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except insect, plant, and reptile monsters. Next, we have Raika no Kusarigami, and it's a fire reptile link effect monster with 2900 attack, and it's a link 4, and it has arrows pointing bottom left, bottom right, directly bottom, and right. And it requires 2+ monsters, including an insect, plant, or reptile monster. First effect, if your opponent activates a monster effect, you can make both players unable to activate monster effects in the hand for the rest of this turn. It doesn't negate the effect, but if your opponent it basically functions almost like Troll. If your opponent activates an effect from hand, you can just make it so they can't activate any more effects from hand. Second effect reads, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target one insect, plant, or reptile monster you control. Place it on the bottom of the deck, and if you do, special summon this card. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn, except insect, plant, and reptile monsters. Next and lastly, for the Link monsters, we have Raika no Daigoga, and it's an Earth Insect Link effect monster. That's Link 5 with 3,300 attack, and it has arrows pointing left, right, bottom left, bottom right, and directly bottom. And it requires 2+ insect, plant, and or reptile monsters. First effect reads, if a monster is special summoned from your opponent's deck or extra deck, you can destroy 2 monsters on the field. The thing, wow, voice crack. The thing I don't like about this effect is it doesn't say up to 2. It has to be 2 monsters.
Are you for real?
But there's a very likely chance that your opponent is going to control 2 monsters, or 2 or more monsters. Anyway, second effect reads, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target one insect, plant, or reptile monster you control, place it on the bottom of the deck, and if you do, special summon this card. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except insect, plant, and or reptile monsters. And I'm sure you can see why I call this deck Mayakashi 2.0. Anyways, for the spells, or I guess the spell, we have Raika Ryu Run Kurik. I am not going to pronounce that. And it's a continuous spell, and its first effect reads, all insect, plant, and or reptile monsters on the field gain 300 attack and defense. Also, all other face-up monsters on the field lose 300 attack and defense. Second effect reads, you can activate one of these effects. Option 1 being to add one Raika monster from your deck to your hand and discard 1 card.
Nice!
And option 2 being to special summon one of your Raika monsters that is banished or in your hand or graveyard in defense position.
One more thing!
Lastly, we have the Trap card, and it's Raika Dairen Kubirikaru. I'm not going to try it. Anyways, it's a normal trap, and its first effect reads, you can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of insect, plant, and or reptile link monsters you control with different types, destroy them. Second effect reads, if a face-up insect, plant, or reptile monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you can banish this card and target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it. Anyway, tell me what you guys think about Raikas, and it's been me, your boy Blue Getsuga, and I'm out.